Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we'll be looking at graphs of equations. Let's get started. Alright, usually the first thing they ask you is if the given points are on the graph of this equation. So let's go ahead and see what they want us to do. If these points were on the graph of this equation, then if I substitute the x and the y in the equation, then I should get 6 is equal to 6. It should say something that's true. If it doesn't say that, if it gives me something that's false, then it's not part of the equation. And then we try the other one. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we get. So, remember this is your x, that's your y. I'll go ahead and substitute that in here. That's 2 times 2 minus 3 is equal to 6. That's 4 minus 3 equals 6. And this says 1 is equal to 6, which we know is not true. So this is not part of the equation. Let's try the other one. Remember, that's your x and your y. Substitute that in here. It says 2 times 2 minus negative 2 equals 6. So it says 4 plus 2 is equal to 6, which is 6 equals 6. Since this is true, this coordinate is part of the equation, and we say that yes, this one is true. That's all there is to it. Alright, go ahead and pause the video, try this problem out. I'm going to show you the answers in 3, 2, 1. These are the answers. I hope you got them right. Alright, usually the first time that you start graphing, you're going to do it by plotting. That means that you are choosing the x's, work out the y's, and then you have your ordered pairs and you graph your line, your graphs. And I know that later on you're going to go ahead and learn shortcuts for each one, stuff like that, but we're starting off here with just plotting. Okay, so there are different tables you can use. I like to use this one. Because it lets me know my substitution, and then here I have my ordered pairs. Remember, you're choosing the x's, so I like to choose usually a negative, 0, and a positive, or 2 negatives, 0, and 2 positives. In this case, I'm just going to choose a negative, 0, and a positive, so I'm going to choose negative 2, 0, and 2. I'm just going to substitute these x's in here. So that's 2 times negative 2 plus 5. So let's see, that's 2. Remember, and it shows you what to do. So this says 2 times negative 2, negative 4. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1. Now I substitute my 0 in here. 2 times 0, 0 plus 5, 5. 2 times 2 plus 5. 2 times 2, 4. 4 plus 5, 9. Okay, so here I have my ordered pairs. They're negative 2, 1, 0, 5, and 2, 9. Now just make a graph. Obviously in your paper you have more space, so I'm gonna transfer this over and erase my table just so I have more space. My graph looks like this: negative 2, 1, 0, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 9. 2, 9 should be all up here. 6, 7, 8, yep, 9. And this should be a straight line. Usually want to extend it so that you can see that around where it crosses the x and the y axis. So I extend this one out. And there you have your graph for y equals 2x plus 5. Alright, now I'm going to graph y is equal to x squared plus 1. Let's see what this one looks like. Still plotting. Later on you'll learn shortcuts for this. It's 1, y. just like before, I'm going to choose negatives, 0, and positives. So let's do negative 2, 0, 2. That's negative 2 squared plus 1. That negative 2 squared is 4 plus 1, 5. 0 squared plus 1 is just 1. And then 2 squared plus 1, 5 again. So my coordinates are negative 2, 5, 0, 1, and 2, 5. Remember, you can choose more x's if you want to. Okay, you can choose 5, you can choose 2 negatives, 0, and positives. Whatever you choose is up to you. So let's erase this for more room. And now my graph will look like this. Negative 2, 5, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here. 0, 1, and 2, 5. Okay? You might think it looks like a V. This is not a V, this is a parabola, so it should be curved like that. There. And this shows that it keeps on going positive for infinity and negative infinity if you're thinking about your domain. Okay? Then there you have the graph for y equals x squared plus 1. Alright, let's look at the graph for y equals x to the third. Let's see how that's going to look like. This time, just so we get a better feel for it, I'm going to choose negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. So here I chose 5. Let's see, negative 2 cubed. That's negative 2 times negative 2, positive 4. Positive 4 times another negative 2, that's negative 8. And if you're putting this into your calculator, it's very important that you put this in parentheses. Okay? If you leave it out of the parentheses, your calculator is going to do a different operation and not do it right. Okay? Negative 1 cubed, negative 1, 0 cubed, 0, 1 cubed, 1, 2 cubed, 8. So these are my points. Negative 2, negative 2, negative 8, negative 1, negative 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 8. Let's go ahead and make more room for the graph. This says negative 2, negative 8, so negative 2, now down 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right around here, negative 1, negative 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and then 2, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. So notice that what's happening, okay, from left to right is that it comes up, it curves, has a little meander, and then it keeps on going. So that's what we'll do. Make it as smooth as you can. And there, I have the graph for y equals x to the third. Okay, so anytime you have anything to the third power, it's going to look like this. Anytime that it's squared, it's going to look like a parabola. Okay, and whenever it's to the first power, it's going to be a straight line. Okay, let's look at one more. All right, here we have y is equal to the square root of x. This time, when I choose my x's, I'm going to choose perfect squares. Why? Because it's a lot easier to take the square root of a perfect square. Also, here I'm not going to choose negative numbers because we don't have negative, let's say negative 2, the square root of negative 2. If you go ahead and put that into your calculator, you're going to get an error. Okay, those are imaginary numbers and you don't know how to graph those yet. So Here I'm going to choose 4, 16. Okay, the square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of 16 is 4. So here are my coordinates: 4, 2, 9, 3, and 16, 4. Let's make room. That out. Notice that these numbers are positive. They're all in the first quadrant. Okay, unless I shifted this around, all my answers are going to be in the first quadrant. So I'm just going to make the first quadrant. Okay, it does there. 4, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I lost 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. Here's 2, 3, 4. So 2, 16, 4. Now, what happens if I put in 0? The square root of 0 is 0. So this actually starts right here at 0, 0, and it looks like this. Sorry for not hitting them, but this is what all your graphs are going to look like for the square root of x. There you have it.